How do you increase your emotional intelligence? Is it possible to get yourself a higher EQ just by choosing to do so? And if so, how do you do that? That's what we're talking about today at queenbeing.com. So let's get going. My name is Angie Atkinson, and on this channel, I offer free daily video coaching to help you discover, understand, and overcome narcissistic abuse and toxic relationships. I like to call it toxic relationship rehab. If that sounds good to you, hit that subscribe button and let's get going. But first, do you have your coffee? Today, I'm using my little Queen Being coffee cup. I'm excited. The term emotional intelligence refers to your ability to understand the motivations of other people, to understand your own emotions and your own motivations, and to communicate these things effectively. While a lot of emphasis is placed on the importance of IQ or intelligence quotient, it is actually EQ or emotional quotient that is in many ways more useful on a day-to-day basis. The thing is, it enables you to communicate and get along well with other people, as well as to influence those things around you and work as part of a team effectively. It's a beautiful thing, my friend. It's critical for a successful career, and let's be honest, it's really important to any other successful type of relationship that you're going to have in your lifetime, romantic or otherwise. But how can you increase your EQ? Well, there are a few methods that you can use. Today we're going to talk about one of the most straightforward ways, which is mindfulness. What is mindfulness exactly? Well, for people who don't know, mindfulness is a form of meditation that is taught as part of CBT, or cognitive behavioral therapy. This is currently one of the most popular psychotherapeutic approaches for treating a range of mental health disorders such as anxiety, various phobias, and depression. I know a lot of us who have been abused by narcissists suffer some of those things. So the general idea behind CBT is that our emotions and our behaviors are controlled by our thoughts. Now, if you're experiencing anxiety, for instance, then there's a good chance that this is being created by ruminations and thoughts that are causing you to become anxious. A phobia of heights, for example, might be caused by thoughts like, oh my gosh, I'm going to fall. So in order to help people identify thought processes like this, CBT teaches mindfulness as a form of self-reflection. This involves sitting quietly and simply observing the contents of your own thoughts. Now, as they pass by, you might notice little things like, oh my gosh, I'm going to fall. But unlike other forms of meditation, you're not really trying to quiet your thoughts here. Instead, you're just noting them and reflecting on them. Does that make sense? So that means the next step then is to try to alter these thoughts by challenging their assumption and using positive affirmations, ultimately resulting in healthier behavior. How can this help you train your EQ? How can you get a higher EQ out of this deal? Basically, emotional intelligence boils down to your ability to observe the thoughts and the feelings of other people and then to act accordingly. At the same time, it also incorporates your ability to manage your own emotions. So all of this can be aided by listening to your own thoughts. When you're aware of your own thought processes, you will not only be more aware of how your own mind works and how to influence your own feelings, you will also have more insight for how the minds of other people work. So if you learn mindfulness, you'll be one step closer to mastering your own emotional intelligence. About that. Well, I'm going to give you a few more tips on how to increase your mindfulness, all right? So the first thing you want to do is think about doing some affirmations, okay? So using positive affirmations can help you program your own mind sort of to speak in a positive voice more often. When we've been through the narcissistic abuse, we often have the voice of the narcissist in the back of our heads telling us we're not good enough, telling us we're terrible, telling us all the same things they told us while we were with them. But if you use positive affirmations, which are positive statements written in the present sense, you should say these things out loud first thing in the morning when you wake up and just before you go to bed at night, as these are times when your brain is most receptive to affirmations. Regular repetition throughout the day will also help to reinforce the positive messages and help them to become second nature. The next step is to focus on self-awareness. So it's important to be aware of that voice in your head. Listen to what it's saying, listen to how it's talking to you. If it's constantly negative, then you need to take action to turn it into a supportive and positive voice. Make it your own voice instead of the voice of that narcissist, okay? Listen carefully, and when you catch a negative statement or a negative thought, turn it into a positive statement instead. Easy. Next up, meditate. Regular meditation can help you to develop greater control over your own thoughts and your own emotions. You're going to learn to listen carefully and quiet your inner voice. This will help you to create a sense of calm and a sense of peace. It lessens your stress and your anxiety. As you gain greater control over your mind, you will be able to silence the negative voice when it starts to speak. Next up, be grateful. Oh yeah, y'all know I tell you this every day. 10 things you're grateful for, 3 things you love about yourself. Take the time to think of at least 10 things a day that you're grateful for. It is all too easy to lose yourself in the negative aspects of the day and to give into the negative voice in your head. Instead, focus on the positive and be grateful. Write down the things that you're grateful for in a journal. Remember them and revisit them when needed. It'll help you to stay in the right frame of mind, the right vibration. Next up, change your perspective. I say this all the time, but we really do bring about what we think about. Catastrophic thinking can be all too easy, and it takes over in times of stress and anxiety. Instead of thinking about all the negative things and all of the negative possible outcomes, stand back a minute and look at the situation from a different point of view. Create some distance. That's the next one. Distance yourself. Create some distance between yourself and your emotions. An effective yet simple way to do this is to think in the third person. How about that? So instead of saying to yourself, oh, I'm really angry with myself because, say, you're really angry. Why is that? By creating psychological distance from the situation, you can learn to regulate your emotions and reduce your discomfort. There was a study on this very thing done by Ethan Cross, a PhD from the University of Michigan, that proved it. So it's a fact. How about that? Next up, say, I don't. What do I mean? Well, one simple change that you can make is to use the phrase, I don't, instead of I can't. So by saying I don't, you are taking responsibility and ownership of your thoughts. So if you're trying to lose weight, then instead of saying, oh, I can't eat cake, you could say, no, sorry, I don't eat cake. The thing is, the power of this approach was actually found in a study by Vanessa Patrick from the University of Houston. Here's another one. Use NLP coaching or hypnotherapy by investing in professional help. NLP, by the way, is neuro-linguistic programming. But by investing in professional help, you will have the benefit of mentoring and accountability. These professionals are able to help you to use a range of tools to help change your subconscious mind and remove blocks. This changes your language and thought patterns and helps you to create new positive habits and behavior. Next up, body language. We just talked about this earlier today. Changing your body language can change your outlook and increase your sense of positivity and self-confidence. So hey, stand up, sit up straight with your shoulders back, hold your head up high and smile. Never hurts, does it? Finally, my final tip for the day, and this one's a little woo-woo, but just go with me on it. Oracle cards. Oracle cards are a really useful tool to help you connect with your subconscious and also to create change in your life. They include positive inspirational images, affirmations, and ideas about how you can create change. Pick a card each morning to guide you through the day, creating positive change. If you don't want to use the cards yourself, you can get a reading done by a professional Oracle reader, or you can use NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, that way, with a hypnotherapist. On my phone, I have an app that a couple different Oracle card apps, but I have this one that's actually a tarot card app, but it sends me a card of the day. Always helps me to kind of think about different things. It offers little lessons and perspectives, and it's kind of fun to look at. So there you go. Do you want to learn more about how to increase your EQ? If so, leave me a like and a comment and let me know. And now it's time for the question of the day. And the question of the day is, are you using mindfulness to increase your own emotional quotient? Do you feel like you need to increase your emotional quotient, or do you feel like you're all set in that area? Let's talk about it. Share your thoughts in your comments below. I know that as a survivor myself, I learned very early how to read body language and how to understand people, maybe by accident, maybe by nature, but either way, that's how it worked for me. And as I've gotten older and studied it, I find it incredibly fascinating. So I would be very happy to share with you more information on this, but tell me your thoughts. Tell me what you think about this in the comments below. All right, I'm going to wrap up for now. I'll see you later for another video. Thanks so much for being a part of my day and a part of my life. And hey, thanks for letting me be a part of yours. It really does mean a lot to me. See you soon. It's my mission to teach others what I know to be true. You really can create the life you want. Take care of your body. Take care of your soul. Nurture the real you and introduce him or her to the world. Be comfortable in your own skin and in your place in this world. Take your spot, take it now, and the universe will take its cue from you. You feel me? If so, subscribe to my channel. Let's get it done together.